Last night I was talking about married men, how married men can date younger women. And I forgot to explain that everything I said in the video called Pussy Years, I think it's Pussy Years, applies to married women. I mean, when you're a married man, you have to have the right attitude. That's another book I've written. It's only about that big, but it's every inch of having the right attitude. During, at the initial stage, after you're fucking, and after you're in a relationship, and after you get married. It's all in one book called The Right Attitude. You have to have the right attitude, which is I'm in charge and I'm confident. Okay, now how did I get that attitude? I went through everything you hear in the video called The Pussy Years. Now when I'm talking about married men, you have to do the same thing. But married men have a big edge over unmarried men because you're not marriable. And she's going out with you knowing that. So you have to use that to convince yourself she will go out with me. So if she's interested in you, she wants to fuck around. She's not interested in you because you're handsome and a possible husband if you leave your wife. That's not what it's about. It's about fucking. And she's not going to get entangled by starting to care about you. You're just a dick she can come on. Okay, you got to get that through your fucking head. I never minded being a sex object. I think it's silly when they go, I'm more than a dick. No, you're not. You're a dick, especially when you're a married man. You're just a dick. All right? So that's married men. It's hard to get the right attitude without experience. So how do you get experience? You date the ones that will date you, any fucking level. If you're a married man, go out with a chubby 3 that works down at procurement. Take her to lunch, sweet talk her just like you were a teenager, and get your dick working because you start radiating differently. I've talked about this in all my videos. It's evolution. Women want to fuck somebody that everybody else is fucking. That's why punk rockers can get laid. Okay, it's stupid. But that's the way the female brain works. You must have something. So when you watch the Pussy Years, one girl told another girl that I was fucking around. And that's how it spreads through the company. And I don't know about today's times, but I don't know whether I would do that or not if I needed the job. Excuse me. So you have to decide whether it's worth fucking around at work. At work is the easiest. You're with them every day. You know them and see them in the cafeteria all the time. Excuse me. If you're trying to pick up a girl like in Bob's Big Boy and you're a married man, let's see. Did I do that? I don't think I ever did that. But this one guy called Miles wrote to me before the internet, and he was a married man. He said, what is your advice for a married man? And I was very blunt. He was married and divorced and was doing much of the stuff that I teach in how to date young women, the Bible basically. He was getting that, but he was still married. He didn't want to get divorced right yet, but he was going to get divorced within a year. So he wanted to see if he could get laid while he was married. So he kept writing me. We must have exchanged 30 letters. And I kept them all. This is before computers. And I was going to retype them in there, and somehow they got fucking lost. So I never wrote the book. But the essence is, you don't say, come over to my apartment or this or that. You say, let's go to the Hilton and have lunch. Some nice place. And then you're sitting in a booth with crystal and linen and champagne, and you're a savoir-faire man, you're a man of the world, and she is enraptured with this, that you order for her, do all the gentlemanly things, and then when you're eating and talking, you look at her like you want to fuck her right there in the goddamn booth.
Can you give me a fire eyes?
Maybe. You're not my type. But you look at her like, you don't say anything, you just look at her like, you could be talking about the Raider game. I would really like to throw you down and just suck that pussy right off of your butt. That comes out through your eyes. It can come through your tone of voice with whatever you're talking about. But you have to let her know this is not about friendship. This is not about discussing work. This is not about office politics. This is about fucking. And if you're intense about it, you will say, maybe we should get a room, spend the afternoon here. And that's how it happens. That happened to me many times at Bechtel, and I didn't get into that there. But the girls know that I'm fucking around. I'm what do they call it? He's not available. And that keeps them that lets them not be afraid to go out with you and have good sex with you because you're not available and you're not going to be available. So you never indicate, oh, this other key, never indicate I'm going to get divorced, or if I get divorced, will you go out with me? None of that shit. Straightforward, I want to fuck you. That's your attitude. Period. Okay.
How is that related, and your experience at Bechtel, how's that related to what you talk about when you say if you try to get one young woman where you work and she turns you down, then you're dead with all the others?
Yes. That's when you're not married.
Oh, okay.
When you're married, it's good advertising.
Okay.
Don't ask me, women make the fucking rules here, all right? That's
when you're married, being married is the good advertisement.
Yes, and that you're fucking other girls in the building. They talk. They're all going to talk as soon as you go out with them. There's no such thing as girls not talking about how big your dick is and what kind of underwear you had on and whether you're good eating the pussy. They tell each other everything. Most men don't know that.